Hello, I guess we'll get started here. Just switch over to the game. Here I am in the Rising Stones. We were just completing some main story quests, so let's do that since we've got a quest to turn into Minfilia. Let's go right ahead and run in. Hello, Minfilia. Welcome back, Kit. I'm pleased that you and Thancred have been getting along. Sort of. I see. You have done well to uncover the truth. My thanks for the report. As Thancred said, we must ascertain where the abducted were taken, and none but the Amalgam may know the answer. Suffice it to say, if they will not willingly part with this information, I fear blood will be spoiled before all is said and done. Yeah? I'm gonna be killing more things? Alright, so she wants to send me to meet a distinguished individual. Though we seek a peaceful solution to the primal problem, we must needs be ready to fight for our cause. That you might take the field suitably prepared, I would have you meet with a goblin acquaintance of mine. His name is Mutimix Bubbly Potts, and he is a scholar of no small repute. Mutimix is renowned for having introduced a revolutionary method of enhancing equipment to Eorzea. The knowledge of this method was once a closely guarded secret, but thanks to Mutimix and his students, it has now been disseminated to great benefit of all the realm. It would serve you well to acquire an understanding of the process. For this purpose, I shall lend you a blade. Talk to Mutimix and bid him use it to demonstrate his craft to you. Mutimix is ever to be found at his camp in central Thanalan, a place known as the Bonfire. Look for a pillar of smoke and the way will become clear. Okay, now before we go to Mutimix, we're gonna go do our class quests that we've been neglecting up to this point. And since we're going back to Limsalaminsa, I will show you a shortcut to from Limsalaminsa. This is a shortcut you can use to get to Vesper Bay if you don't have any of those tickets. Oh, hey. What's your quest? Hello, Halatali. Yeah, we can pick that one up. This is just gonna unlock another dungeon, which we're gonna need later on for when we join a Grand Company. See here, there's a ferry ticketer. You can go to Limsalaminsa for 80 gil instead of teleporting. I mean, I could have just returned, but I can just take a little ferry. I'll watch the cutscene, why not? It's not long. And you can also get to Vesper Bay this same way by taking the ferry. The ferry is just at the Arcanist Guild in Limsalaminsa. So it'll drop me off there. Here I am. Oh, that was somebody who disappeared in a hurry. And with a name like that, probably a bot. Alright, let's talk to our guildmaster. Have you come to ask about Klaya's condition? The Foreseer is unchanged. She walks about as if all the joy in life has been leached from her soul. I believe the only one who can help her now is the same person who broke Klaya out of her shell the first time, our absent guildmaster. And though I am leery of the coincidence, the man himself has at long last been spotted. Should you seek out his last known location, it is unlikely he will still be there, and even should you catch him, he may not deign to speak with you. Nevertheless, this may be our only chance. Pray travel to Memorin's trading post in Upper Lenosha and speak with anyone who might have seen the guildmaster. Oh, and one more thing. Though he prefers not to use it for some inexplicable reason, our leader's name is Kired Tia. Well, time to go! So we have to go to Upper Lenosha. This one actually coincides really well with a quest that we have to do later, but I wonder if we should just wait and do this later. Because it doesn't really matter for some of the things we're going to be doing, since we're going to be synced down. Yeah, we'll hold on to it, and the next time we go to Upper Lenosha, we can do both quests at the same time. So, we have to go to Hallett Tally, but we also have to prevent Minfilia's dagger to Mutamix at the bonfire. Yep, that's in Central Thanalan. So let's go back to Thanalan. And we're gonna skip this cutscene this time. Okay. Now traveling to the bonfire is cheaper. Not gonna bother using my tickets because teleporting later in this game gets expensive, and I am going to hang on to my tickets for such time as it gets very expensive. So let's continue with this quest line. Oh, I think I've gone the wrong way. Yeah, I have. You have to go around this rock formation to the other side. Well, I know where I'm going now. Opened up the crafting log somehow. This is just going to show us how to meld materia. And it's not something you're going to need until you hit endgame. So I wouldn't worry about it too much at this level. But he's going to show you how to do it, and then there's another quest that will show you how to turn your spirit bond on your gear into materia. Okay, let's give him Minfilia's dagger. And he shows you a little cutscene about the wonders of materia. Fighty Tool drinks in airy self. Oh, goblin speak. When full of airy self, Fighty Tool changes to stony shine, name of materia. If materia join with other Fighty Tool, then Big Eyes! Fighty Tool gains power of airy self. Psh, gosh. Mutamix is reckoning that Uplander is friend of Minfilia. Yes, tongue flaps reach ears of Mutamix with fastness. Minfilia wants Uplander to see power of materia. Uplander brings Fighty Tool to Mutamix, yes? Here, have your dagger. Shh. Fighty Tool is strong as eating tool. Make a good teachy show of power of materia. Is unstrong as eating tool. Oh, okay. So it's not very strong. It's like a butter knife. The Materia Master. Now, eyes of Uplander point at Fighty Tool, yes? Psh, materia join with Fighty Tool. Fighty Tool gains power of materia. Fighty Tool reborn. Here, Uplander, take Fighty Tool to Minfilia. Materia, strictly speaking, is a kind of crystal. It is created by drawing out the etheric constitutions from a piece of equipment and then crystallizing them. Not just any old equipment will serve, mind you. It must have sufficient spirit bond, that being a measure of how fully an item has been imbued with its owner's spirit. When you attach a piece of materia to gear, you imbue the host item with its power. That's how Master Mutamix turned that dagger of yours from someone that would have struggled to cut the stake into a weapon worth wielding. Psh, gosh, Uplander wishes to be joiner of materia? Then Uplander best fill brain case with knowings of crafty making. With knowings of crafty making, Uplander can become joiner of materia. If Uplander wants brain case to rattle with knowings of materia, Uplander best trade tongue flaps with learny ones of Minfilia, of Mutamix. So essentially what he's saying is you have to level crafting if you want to be able to attach materia to gear yourself. Otherwise, you can just go to a materia melder and they will do it for you for a cost. What does this guy got? Okay, so this is how you create materia from the gear when it becomes Spirit Bond. So basically, he's just going to teach us something that I will show you. So he's just basically taught how to do it, how to extract materia. Let's see if I have anything in my armory chest that is actually ready to do that. Doesn't look like it. That's fine. We'll eventually come across it. So basically, you can see your items down here, and they're showing as little green dots right now. Well, when one of them turns white, what that means is that it's fully spirit bonded, and you can extract a materia from it. So at that point, you may as well just extract the materia, and then it can spirit bond again, and you can extract another materia. So you might as well do it because you get the materia for free. Anyways, let's go back to Minfilia because that's what we got to do next. So we're going to use our tickets directly to Vesper Bay. So we don't have to make the run because it's tedious. Here we are. Kit Swan. Haha, my little kit. And my little kitten following me. Alright, back to Minfilia. So back to the Waking Sands. What have you got to say to me now, Minfilia? Welcome back, Kit. I trust your visit to the bonfire proved fruitful. Yes, here's your dagger. You can read the little flavor text on these things. Sometimes the developers throw puns in there, so it can be kind of funny, but this one is just a straight up description of the item. Ah, what a remarkable difference a single piece of materia can make. Granted, the skills needed to manipulate the substance are not easily acquired, but one need only look on the results to realize such effects are worthwhile. As I'm sure you are aware, the quality of one's equipment can be the difference between victory and defeat. Materia may well give you the edge you need, Kit, so make it your ally. Now, it is time we discuss the matter of your next mission. Pray speak with me when you are ready to begin. So before we begin that, I just say, like, don't bother with materia when you're low level. Do not bother with it. You're going to change gear so quickly as you go up in levels that you might as well not bother. It doesn't make as much of a difference as she makes it sound like. At the max level, when you get gear, that's when you get materia and you put the materia in your gear. And just to increase your stats that little bit extra so you can push out that little bit extra damage. But at low levels, it's not worth it. Don't bother. So Minfilia, she would like me to assist the Immortal Flames. Word has arrived from Thancred concerning our ongoing investigation. It appears he was able to extract some information from our friend Ungust, the false priest. He revealed that he is due to meet with the Amalja to discuss their dealings. The Immortal Flames believe the meeting will present an ideal opportunity to ambush and capture the Amalja responsible for the abductions, and so they mean to have Ungust attend as planned. As the Amalja are anticipated to offer fierce resistance, the Immortal Flames have requested our support. I would have you provide it to them, Kit. Thancred is presently attending to another matter, but will join you as soon as he is able. Until such time as he does, you will be the Scion's sole representative on the ground. Thanks, I'm your newest member. Come on now. Before he left, he bade me tell you to save some for him. Such is his confidence in you, a confidence I share. Based on what? Whatever. When you have made ready, pray take yourself to Camp Drybone and report to the Flame Sergeant leading the mission. May you walk in the light of the crystal. Alright, let's go back to Camp Dryboner. Teleport! So here in Eastern Thanalan, we have this quest to talk to these guys, but we also have this quest down here to turn in at Halitali. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to go talk to these guys, and then I'm going to go turn in that quest at Halitali just to get it done. Ah, you're Kit Zwan of the Scions. My thanks for coming, friend. We're stronger for your assistance. Allow me to brief you on our mission. Our objective is to capture Amelja and prize from them the whereabouts of the abductees. The lizard men aren't aware that their man, Ungust, has been exposed. When they come to the rendezvous point to meet the traitor, we'll spring the trap. Owing to the clandestine nature of our mission, we can deploy only a small contingent. Every member must count, and so we requested the aid of the Scions. The rendezvous will take place at the Invisible City. Please make your way there and lie in wait. We will stand to learn much and more from the Amelja plot if their mission succeeds, Kit. Let's make sure it does. Alright. But before I go and do that, I'm gonna go make sure I unlock this Halitali dungeon, because I'm gonna need it later. Now keep in mind, duty support, where you go into the dungeon with the NPCs instead of with other players, is only available for main story quest dungeons. So these little side dungeons like Halitali don't have duty support. So that means you have to go in with other players. You have to queue up for the dungeon and go in with a group. It's not as bad as it seems. It's a little scary at first. You get some performance anxiety. You just wonder what other people are going to think of you, but in generally speaking, people in this game are fairly friendly, and there's always newbies who are also running the thing, and they just want to learn. So we're gonna do it eventually. We're gonna run Halitali, but we're not gonna do it right now. I just want to unlock it so we have it for later, and I will show you the reason once we get to that point. So Halitali, I'll just tell you a little bit of the lore. Halitali is a training ground for the Immortal Flames. Oh, these are actually better than what we have. The other ones are not for us. I'll pick those up. It's a training ground for the Immortal Flames. So the whole point of going in here is to train. But right now, what seems to be happening is there's monsters that have inhabited the Halitali training grounds. So we're supposed to go in there and clear them out. Alright. Let's go back to Camp Drybone, because it's closer to where we need to go, this invisible city up here. And I'm just spending gil like crazy right now, but it's not much gil because I set that to be one of my favorite destinations, so I'm not really worried about it. I'm also getting gil from the quests. But I'm going to put these gloves on, and then I'm going to reapply my glamour, and I have to do that at Sanctuary, so... actually, I'll just do this. Recommended gear. Cotton dress gloves. Oh my god, my glamour is messed up! It's only gloves. It's not really a big deal. We're gonna fight Ifrit. I wonder if I should go with my battle clam. Pretty. Let's just continue with this one. Okay. Ah, as I run into a corner. Let's go up to the Invisible City. So we've got to remember, this one goes to the graveyard, this one goes out to the rest of the map. So we're just gonna make our way up to the Invisible City, where we will lie in wait. It's gonna be an instance battle, I'm gonna tell you guys right now. And then we're gonna have a trial. Oh, I'm so tired of running. I'll be really glad when we can finally join a grand company and get access to mounts. But that is coming up. We have to wait for it. So these guys are all so much lower level than me. Oh yeah, before I do this instance battle, I should make sure I summon Carbuncle, Carbuncle is like a lot of my damage. Alright, Alright, here we are. See the destination's glowing? It's definitely an instance battle. Let's just wait. Let's see what happens. Cutscene. There's Ungust, the jackass. And here we are. Is the bait in place? Our man is in position, sir. Good. We make our move as soon as the Amalja appear. Yes, sir. So the Amalja. Whoa! What's the meaning of this? Wait, something's amiss. Oh, more of them, more of them. Hehehehehe. Ah ha 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 ha. Oh, a traitorous flame soldier. I'm afraid your little ambush ends here. I eluded the immortal flame's clutches for moons before finally being caught. Did you not wonder how I managed it? 'Twas almost as if someone was feeding him information from the inside. Gwahahaha. Aye, your every moment was known to me ahead of time. Hee hee hee. Ooh. Now, as much as I'd love to chat a while, I have appointments to keep. They're all yours. But you guys are gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it so hard. Okay, and now we fight. And so for this battle, there's gonna be a lot of enemies. Fight with the ones that seem like they're just regular bruisers and stuff, not with the guy that has the title. Because our Flame Surgeon is going to take care of that guy. What you want to do is you want to try and kill out as many of these little guys as possible. Just to thin the ranks. You don't want all of your flames to die. Okay, I'm going to kill one of these rangers. Go over here just to make sure that they're not blocked. Oh. Yeah, that's what happens when you target it the most sometimes. Okay, that guy's dead. That guy's dead. This guy's almost dead. Now he's dead. Okay, someone effort on this guy. Or someone Ruby Carbuncle, sorry. It's not effort yet. I'm not a summoner, I am an arcanist. Okay, now we can attack this guy. Start to do a little bit of damage to him. How long will you last, I wonder? Yep, another wave of them is coming in. Okay, so this guy's coming after us, so we're gonna kill him first. And then we go after this ranger. Basically just keep killing enemies. And again, this guy's coming after us, so we'll just kill him first. God damn it, is there no end to them? Okay. More will be coming, but for now we can just attack this guy again. There we go. insane. All our buddies are down. Put up your weapon or your comrade's a dead man. Apparently I'm like, behind you! Oh no! Going sleepy, going sleepy. Sleepy. Bring her. The rest of you, march. Traitorous scum. Okay. So here we be. In captivity. Just talk to this flame sergeant guy. I fear the Amalja mean to give us to their god as an offering. If I must die, then let me die a soldier's death, with steel in hand. Bowl of Embers, now accessible. Okay, so this is the first trial in the game. And so what that means is it's a fight with a single enemy. So when you go into the duty support menu, here it is, Bowl of Embers. But if you go into Duty Finder, like you were going to do it with a group of players, you'll find it under Trials. Bowl of Embers, level 20. So we're going to sync down to level, I believe it syncs down to level 22. Yep, sync from 22. But you can do it at level 20. So we're going to do it with the duty support so we don't have to wait for other players to join us. So I'm just going to register, and in we go. And there's a nice lengthy cutscene before this instance. Lord of the Inferno, hearken to our plea. Lord of the Inferno, deliver us from our misery. O mighty Ifrit, Lord of the Inferno, your humble servants beseech you, grace us with your divine presence. Here he comes. Ifrit. O mighty Ifrit, we bring before you your ignoble savages who know not your godhood. If it please you, Lord, scorch their heathen souls with your cleansing flame and mark them as your own. Bloody hells! Bring those two as well. Ungust and the traitorous flame sergeant. Well, what's going on? This ain't what we agreed. None but servants of Lord Ifrit may behold the rite of summoning. The souls of unbelievers are forfeit. No, spare me, I beg you. That's what you get, Ungust. Pitiful children of man, by my breath I claim you. Arise once more as my loyal minions. Feed my flames with your faith, and all who stand against us shall burn. O mighty Ifrit, my one true God. Your words are my bread. Impossible! By what sorcery do you resist my master's will? Everybody else got tempered. Could it be? Your soul already belongs to another? Yes, that is the only explanation. Oh, really? Forsooth, thy frail mortal frame can serve as vessel to the blessing of but one. Yet I smell not the taint of another upon thee. The truth of thine allegiance waxeth clear. Thou art of the godless blessed's number. The paragons warned thee of thine abhorrent kind. Thine existence is not to be suffered. That's That's right, I'm special. Fuck you. I am the warrior of light. With the blessing of Hydaelyn. And here I am with my Scion Conjurer, Scion Marauder, and Scion Thaumaturge. Okay, so this is a pretty simple battle. I'll just send my little guy in. Get close enough so that he goes in. Come on. There we go. Okay, so he's gonna point the boss north. So that if you're the tank, that's all you need to do is point the boss north, keep him north, so he's not facing the rest of the party. Because he does that breath move every so often. And that way the healer only has to heal the tank. And he does that as well. Now if you're a caster, you can stay quite far away from him, so you can actually avoid that move. So if we stand over here, we should be able to stay pretty clear of him. And we just keep casting on him for now. When he gets to about 50%, he's gonna summon up a nail, a big nail, and we're gonna attack it. We're gonna have to kill it in time. Oh, he's putting a thing underneath me, so I just gotta run out of the way. And then I can keep casting. Those fools got close. Silly fellas. I guess I'm doing the most damage or something. Alright. He's getting pretty close to that point where we're gonna be... Oh, there. Now it's on the healer. He didn't get out of the way in time. Silly fool. Surrender thyself to the fires of judgment. Okay, see, this infernal nail shows up on the list, and there it is on the field. We need to kill it. We need to kill it quickly, or he's going to do a giant move and destroy us all. So hopefully my little baby team members will pick that up and roll with it. We've got a nail to destroy. The tank should always be holding Ifrit, just like this guy's doing. Looks like we're good. So you notice how he kind of stays a little bit to the north? He's going to drag Ifrit to the north again after this. So stay in the middle so the Conjurer can do some heals, but don't be in front of him because he does that breath move. Fairly simple and straightforward. It's not, like, it might take a little bit of practice if you're new to it, but it's not terribly difficult. That's how you handle this battle. That's the gimmick to it. Now you can just straight up kill him and just dodge these fires and stuff. And we have a limit break. Next time he doesn't move. Go ahead and use the limit break. Oh, I'm gonna get hit by this. I'm sorry, Mr. Conjurer. You gotta heal me. Gotta heal me. Yeah, when you're doing the limit break, you kind of get stuck in place for a little while. So, it's a little bit tricky to time it. But that's okay. And we're done. Now there's another cutscene. Goodbye, Ifrit. A crystal. Another one of those crystals. Oh, look at this. In that circle now we have two that are lit up. We're still not sure what's happening. Pray forgive my lateness. Bankred! Showed up just in time to watch it end. I was delayed by a contingent of Amalja's zealots. I swear, each seemed more evangelical than the last. Persistent lot. Ahahaha, such acrobatics. Phew! I see the Bloodsworn wasted no time extracting the captives, no less than I'd expect from the Flame General's hand-picked men. As for those two, it is safe to say their hardships have only just begun. They have much to answer for. I feel I owe you an apology, Kit. Had I known this mission would prove so dangerous, I would never have left you to face it alone. You have been given a veritable baptism of fire. But let us continue this conversation in more agreeable surrounds. Camp Drybone, shall we say? This way, sir. Off we go. Oh, who's watching? So that was the mighty Ifrit. And what a disappointment he was. The readings are nowhere near what I had anticipated, even taking Uldan interference into account. You know better than to rely upon 5-year-old data left by the 7th Legion. Nor can we expect any form of support from the motherland given the troubles at court. We have only ourselves to rely upon. Ever the pessimist, my dear Livia. Promise me you'll never change. We've wasted enough time here. That meter of yours is too old to give any reading worth a damn. Why does her armor have lips on it? Not that there was aught worth a damn for it to read, but I take your point. I suppose we must content ourselves with the knowledge that we've achieved our primary objective. Yet I find that I am troubled by the adventurer's unexpected show of strength. Could such a foe prove a hindrance to our plans? Perhaps, but that is a consideration for another time. You have been given a task. That is your priority. I suggest you treat it as such. Fail to do so as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. Oh, okay. Unnecessarily bitchy. Frickin' Livia. And those big, gigantic monstrosities on her hands. With allies like that. Beware a woman in love. I shall need to be on my best behavior. Yes, Livia is in love with Gaius van Baelsar. That's your first being told of that. And here I am back in the arena. Cutscene's over. Time to exit. Exit to day. And it takes me back to Camp Drybone, where I can go ahead and turn my quest into the Bankred. Oh. Ah, there you are, Kit. Come, rest a while. You will have no better opportunity. After witnessing their god's ignominious defeat, the Amalja will be less inclined to risk our wrath, for a time at least. Now where were we? Ah yes, I was in the process of apologizing. I do hope you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use, to you or the abductees. They may be whole of body, but the same cannot be said of their minds, for once a man is tempered... Ah, but it suits me ill to dwell on the negatives. Amidst our misfortunes there is reason to rejoice. Ifrit is slain, and by your hand no less. This is the deed of no ordinary individual, Kit. Not that I ever thought you were ordinary. On the contrary, I have long suspected that you have the potential to shape the fate of this realm. What can I say? My fine eye for talent remains undimmed. I was recruited by Y'shtola, remember? Minfilia will be proud beyond all reckoning when she hears of your deeds. I trust you shan't object to my bearing the tidings to her. This way I can claim to have contributed something to this mission. Oh, thanks for acknowledging that. You, meanwhile, have earned yourself a rest. Take some time to relax and return to the Waking Sands when you are good and ready. We can discuss matters in more detail then. Just don't take too long, will you? The realm's problems won't solve themselves. I guess I'm solving the realm's problems. Okay, back to Minfilia at the Waking Sands. Well, back to the Scion of the Seventh Dawn at the Waking Sands. We're going to be talking to Minfilia. So there's a level 18 weapon coffer. Now, I can't remember what level my weapon is. It's level 20, so I'm actually not going to bother with that. I'm going to update my gear set. So I'm just going to leave it there, and it can wait until I have another job up to level 18 if I decide to do so. But we're going to use one of our tickets for Vesper Bay. Here we are. Sprint. Back to the Waking Sands. Oh, he's got another quest, but it's red. Here we go. Hi, Tataru. Hi, Tataru. Okay, and talk to this guy. Gal. Ah, the triumphant hero returns. Thancred told us the news upon his arrival. He is presently in the Solar, giving a full report to Lady Minfilia. You should join them at once. Lady Minfilia is most eager to see you. Got a new wrist piece, I saw. My late arrival nearly cost Kit her life. I wasn't there when the Amalja took her prisoner. And I wasn't there when they served her to Ifrit. Yes, yet by some miracle she survived, but that does not excuse the fact that she never should have had to face such dangers alone. I failed her utterly. Just as I'm failing you all. Oh, geez. Ever the extremist. What's done is done, Thancred. You cannot ill blame yourself for every... Here I am. Kit, it is good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I had just finished regaling Minfilia with your heroic exploits. That's not what it sounded like to me. Thancred has told me everything. You have done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undeniably great, yet a part of me believes that I had no cause to fear, and we can now put paid to our long investigation. As we suspected, the Amalja undertook both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning their primal Ifrit. Nor is this tale limited to Ul'dah. Similar incidents have been rife in both Limsa Lominsa and Gridania of late. I dare say you've been curious as to how these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume ether if they are to maintain their presence here, and the stronger they become, the more ether they require. Now, ether exists through creation. It flows through all life, and permeates the very air we breathe. Alas, this alone will not suffice to sustain the likes of Ifrit. Nay, he and his kind require a more concentrated source of ether, crystals. It is for this reason that incidents involving crystals can often be traced back to a primal. Which leaves us with the why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well with the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed among the great river of ether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. Those cries serve as a beacon towards which a primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is this coming together, or etheric coalescence, which grants the being's physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. But as the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give, and in order to gain more power, they do not scruple to create followers. They do this by tempering mortals, a process to which you yourself was subjected. Yet, even as Ifrit took your comrades in his thrall, you alone remained unaffected. This is thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. We know not the why of it, but those blessed with the Echo are immune to primal influence. It is as though a greater power protects us. When first you came to us, I told you that the Echo would be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. I trust you now begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning. Such elaborate designs are a new development, and one which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. While I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief on your safe return. The immortal flames assured me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. We may rest easy for a time. I suggest you take full advantage of the respite, Kit. You may be sure that it won't last long. Once the people learn the identity of the hero who felled Ifrit, I fear you will have nary a moment to yourself. Hello, Thancred. Whether she intended to or no, Minfilia neglected to tell you something. Something that I think it would be best if you heard from one of us. It concerns the tempered abductees that were rescued. I am sorry to report that all are to be put to death, the flames with whom you were imprisoned included. Needless to say, this information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were any other recourse. But once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends strength to the primal whom he cannot choose but worship. And so we Scions continue our fight, that no more innocents need be sacrificed. I hope you will continue to stand with us, Kit. Brutal. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the losses his people suffered. Till next time. I mean, you don't need to apologize for that. It's not like you made the Amalja do that. Gods forgive me. How many more lives? Louisoix would never have allowed this to happen. Louisoix ain't here. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. Oh, Thancred. Alright, Dr. Minfilia. Until not so very long ago, you were but one of many adventurers seeking to make their way in Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Y'shtola that the Scions would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the primal Ifrit. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in so doing. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. Ooh, that's ominous. We have guests, Kit. Or rather, you have guests. Beg pardons? Who are these fine gentlemen? Ah, Lady Minfilia, radiant as always. I am given to understand that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Limsa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Kit, your recent exploits have garnered you the attention of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's Bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. Oh my. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit, yet that they have is evidence of their high regard for you. Yeah, I found myself wondering how word of Kit's deeds spread so quickly. That the immortal flames should know of her triumph is to be expected, but what of the other grand companies? Eep! Up to Tara, you little gossip. Your reputation precedes you, Mistress Zwan. 'Tis no ordinary woman who can face a primal and emerge the victor. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of valiant women such as you. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Twelveswood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Mr. Swan. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. A woman of your talent belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said you have the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. As do many others in Limsa. Long before the rest of Eorzea took note, your name was well known to us, owing to your valorous deeds on behalf of our citizens. It is only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of Limsa to the shores of glory. Okay. Can't join all of you. Lady Minfilia. Very well. Though I am sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation would help to clarify your thoughts on this matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are all-encompassing organizations empowered to call upon the martial, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently 3 such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Linsa, the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a Grand Company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may prove useful to you in your other endeavors. If you are agonizing over which of the Grand Companies best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day need not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you are entitled to do so. And yet, I can see that it is no small choice you face. And a thought occurs to me. You will of course recall that the 3 city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as a part of the proceedings, I am given to understand that the leader of each Grand Company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. You are as wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Very well, let Kit hear our leaders speak, then return here with our decision. We eagerly await your answer. Those are the different salutes of the Grand Companies. When you join, you get the ability to do /GC salute, and that will be the salute of your Grand Company. I know full well that adventurers are by nature a liberty-loving breed, and not best suited to the discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join a Grand Company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Kit, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that great power is wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet however vigilant you are but one woman. In the midst of a Grand Company, however, you will be one woman amongst many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope that we will continue to rely on your aid. The 12 know that we will have need in the days ahead. So basically what you're saying is your order is not good enough protection for me, and I need to join a different order to get the protection I need. You're not speaking very highly of your own order there, Mifdelia. The Grand Companies seek to protect their own nations. We, Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would like to have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch, regardless of location. Eorzea is changing, Kit, and you have the power to shape it anew. None can say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now it is time you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She will apprise you as to where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. Okay. So basically at this point, we go listen to the addresses of the 3 grand companies, and then I have to choose one of those 3 to join. I usually choose the serpents, and the reason I choose them is because I just like Gridania's aesthetic. And that's as good a reason as any to join any of these grand companies, because each one is as good as the next, and so it's basically whatever speaks to you the most. We've got, in Gridania, we've got the Elder Seedseer, who's pretty cool. She's very calm, and she's very mystical, I suppose you could say. Then in Ul'dah, we have the Flame General, and he's a little bit more rough and feisty, I suppose you could say. And then in Limsa, we have the Admiral, who we've already met in these playthroughs, so you've seen a little bit of her. And she used to be a pirate, so she's a little rough around the edges, but she means well. She means very well. And she speaks well too, so they all speak well. So we're just gonna go check them out, and I will show you what each of them is like. Or rather, the game will show you what each of them is like. We kind of saw them in that cutscene way back when we went to the banquet and we passed out. They were in the middle of war then, though. Alright, Tataru. I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Kit. I may have sung your praises a little too loudly, and often, to a few too many people. Next time, I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally if necessary. That's not necessary. Anyway, I expect you'll want to know when and where the remembrance services are taking place. If all goes to plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of 3 services, and Elder Seedseer Kan Isena will deliver her address at Miketo's amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point, due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all of the involved parties, it's possible that the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Ul'dah, where the Flame General Raban Aldin will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored there will be a special guest. How exciting! Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom in Limsa, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merlvib Blofisven will be giving her address. I only know how to say that name, by the way, because I've heard it so many times in cutscenes. Otherwise, I can understand reading that and being like, what? The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the sentries, Nathaniel, and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go then. I hope you'll find the remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in the prescribed order, though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell! Basically what she's saying is we need to visit these 3 city-states. They recommend we do them in order, but if you don't do them in order, you'll arrive right in time for the speech regardless. Because that's just how the game works. So let's go to Gridania, because it is free. Okay, here we are in Gridania. And we have to go to Miketo's amphitheater. And you can see there's a destination there waiting for us. Let's just sit around and wait.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The 3 Seedseers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body.
Oh, that's nice.
Our
forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
Oh, God. Alphino's early voice.
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk the high roads without fear.
It is dark times.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike.
Alice is not impressed.
Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you, join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder's standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children!
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the
Follow
forest.
the elementals!
Very stirring. So, the horns on her head mark her as Pagil. And you don't really get that explained unless you do the White Mage quests. But they're basically chosen by the elementals.
If you'll permit me, Alfino.
Hello, Elfino. You sound like a snob.
And my sister, Alize, at your service.
Alice looks less than interested.
I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. The Ixal are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition and want to summon their bloodthirsty primal, Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians, until recently at least. Alas, they have grown aloof, a change observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Ramu. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixal ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As with the Sylphs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders of how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelveswood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager. Meanwhile, the Ixal will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them? You guys' outfits are so weird looking. Alice's like, I've had enough. Well, goodbye. That's the first time you meet the twins officially. Alright. Well, that was Gridania, so you see that one's grayed out. So now we can go to Ul'dah. We might as well do them in order. I'm just going to take the airship to Ul'dah, because it's cheaper than teleporting. Alright, here we are. And we go straight to the Royal Promenade. Hustings Strip. Here we be. Good old Ul'dah. I'm just gonna sprint around, Because we gotta go around the circle to the other side. That's where the destination be.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanimo herself!
And Roban as well!
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore.
Hurrah!
Look how
Brauban!
Nanamo just looks like a
Where
child.
since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold, where by the grace and glory of Naldal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet
Obviously
many
it's not
left our
impressed again.
gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Ul'dah stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Ul'dah, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Ul'dah. As Ul'dah prospers, so shall her people.
Ya for Ul'dah!
Together we are one.
Your grace.
Rauban? People of Ul'dah, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah. Yet those who measured that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Ul'dah, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Nanamo is actually quite young, and she
Victory and
became a
fortune.
sultana at like
Stride
age 7.
fearless into the inferno, for we are by fire reborn.
That's Ul'dah.
Forsooth,
The time is now! I
Fancy meeting you again.
The Uldans have a long history of conflict with the Amelja, the beast tribe that worship the primal Ifrit. Judging by your look of distaste, I take it you have encountered them. Alice is just like having none of this, man. The Uldans do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So have they dealt with Ifrit thus far, smoldering his flame for each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past 5 years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Ul'dah has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultana's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Amalja are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Uldans send their forces to smite the primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder that the Immortal Flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventure of your experience would be a most welcome addition to their ranks. Alice's just like, fuck this. Fuck all y'all. Okay, so now we're going to Limsa. I'm actually going to just return, because it's still my return point. And then we'll see the speech from the Admiral. This way. Limsa. Okay. Here to attend the remembrance service. Be quick, the Admiral is due to give her address at any moment. As expected, we arrived just on time for each one. That's right.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
it's sunk beyond the seabed.
There she is, Myrtle Lib.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me.
Oh, I haven't done the
Look upon
Christmas event
this,
yet.
our
I'm going to.
mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Oh, yeah.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom Standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been
You know what?
5
Fuck you,
long
Alphino.
years
You don't have a
since the
stake in
calamity
this.
Struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding.
Yes, the old elfie voice.
Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards.
have risen?
Yes,
While
racism
the
is a
minds
good
of
way to
Ogomoro
get things
spew
done.
forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
I guess calling it racism is a little bit of a stretch since it's a beast tribe. But at the same time, the beast tribes are very similar to, as Alphino pointed out, very similar to the people. They just have their own customs and their own languages.
Fancy meeting you again.
How about that? As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa is plagued by 2 beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Lominson's backyard. And that is to say not of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factors. And while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Lominsons are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched a deeper shade of crimson ere long. It's beautiful. That a capable adventurer like you would be a welcome addition to their crew is beyond question. But will you sail with the Admiral? I don't know, will I? But yeah, all three of the nations are... Their wars with the beast tribes is just... It's almost pointless, in a sense. Like, if they could work out a treaty with them, it would be so much easier. But they won't. And the beast tribes are not really open to treaties at this point either. Kit, this is Minfilia. You are well, I hope. Would I be correct in assuming the final remembrance service has now concluded? A moment ago, you say? What a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies? Well, delighted though we are to have them here in the Waking Sands, it would not be due to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. Alright, so this is where I have to pick a Grand Company. We're gonna go back to the Waking Sands. I am going to choose Gridania because that's just my go-to. I like Gridania. I like the serpents. I like their salute. I like their aesthetic. I like Kane Senna. All of the Grand Companies have their problems, but I don't know. I just go with Gridania. So here we are, back at the Waking Sands. Hello, Tataru. Goodbye, Tataru. So first we gotta talk to Minfilia. Welcome back, Kit. Were the Grand Company leader's words as illuminating as you had hoped? Aye, each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Kit. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the Grand Company officers your answer. And cutscene. And the twins.
The gods only know what Grand Company our adventurer friend will keep.
Fuck you, Alphino.
The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alize, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience.
The little head tilt.
There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I need to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
In
I
time,
should hope so.
that smug look will get knocked off your face. Althano.
My lady!
We are to escort you.
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
I'm debating whether I should do the coils when I get to level 50, just to watch the cutscenes and to show you guys the story, because it's a rather important part of Alice's story. But I might have to recruit some friends to help me. So we'll see. We'll see. Because I can't do it as a level 50 myself. It's raid tier stuff, so we'll need to unsync it and have some higher level people basically carry me. But we'll see. When the time comes, we'll see what I can pull together. All right, so you talk to whichever one you want to join, and I'm going to talk to the Serpent Officer. Oh, thanks, Alara. I appreciate it. If you can help at the time. We'll see how long it takes me to get there, though, because I'm only streaming 4 hours a week, and as you can see, I've only made it to the point where I join a grand company. I take it the Elder Seedseer's words have touched your heart. Have you resolved to entwine your destiny with that of the Twin Adder? Yes. You have chosen wisely, my friend. The Elder Seedseer will be overjoyed. Without further ado, let us speak of practical matters. In order to complete the enrollment procedure, you must report to our headquarters in Gridania, the Adder's Nest. Oh, look, I'm gonna get some honey yellow dye. Woo! The building you seek stands in the southern part of the city, now called New Gridania. Give your name to the personnel officer there, and he will guide you through the formalities. I have no doubt that your deeds will bring great honor to our order. When we next meet in Gridania, I shall be proud to call you sister. Oh, thanks, brother. Anyway, we're gonna go to Gridania, but with the time that we have left, I'm actually going to do the Christmas event. That's going on, and that starts in Gridania as well. You notice I've already set Gridania to be my free teleport. That's because I pretty much intended to join the Serpents from the start. We're gonna have to come back here a few times. So first of all, let's go to Miketo's Amphitheater. This is where the event starts. And this is the event music. Starlight Celebration. Happy Starlight, you are an adventurer, are you not? I am Garanji, Starlight Celebrant. 'Tis a pleasure to meet you. And may I say you've come at a most opportune moment. You see, we are planning some extraordinary festivals this year, but we are presently short-handed. Look at this bunny boy. It's no good, Celebrant. We will require the aid of an adventurer after all. Oh, dare I say she is an adventurer and you have already made the arrangements? Allow me to introduce Associate Professor Lawrenson of the Studium in Charlian. His are the festivities for which I am hoping to secure your assistance. Lawrenson, Facility of Folklore. Delighted, I'm sure. Without further ado then, I shall test your knowledge of the season. First question, what creature symbolizes the Starlight Celebration? It's the reindeer. Brr, Yeti. We're gonna say reindeer. An easy question, was it not? I apologize if I insulted your intelligence. Indeed, the answer is reindeer. From gifts to garb, starlight paraphernalia is often emblazoned with or designed in the image of those noble creatures. Now for my second question. When did the Starlight celebration begin to make use of this symbolism? When? You mean to say it was not always so? No, indeed. Any mention of reindeer is conspicuously absent from the tale which inspired the celebration. Thus did I take it upon myself to delve into the truth of the matter. And after many a moon scouring literature, I discovered telling testimony in an ancient Ishgardian tome, which spoke of reindeer that amused younglings with delightful illusions. It was this spectacular act, that earned reindeer their starlight celebrity, I posit. And in order to prove my theory, I have journeyed to Gridania this starlight celebration with this trusty fellow, Blitzen. Blitzen is just so cute. Look at him! Look at how cute he is! He doesn't seem very excited, though. Oh, so Blitzen can use reindeer magics? Yes, Blitzen is of a rare lineage, one that weaves illusions as a defense against predators. We have been keeping him under our care in Sharlayan while conducting research on his abilities. 'Tis my belief that Blitzen can trace his ancestry back to the reindeer who delighted children with illusions in the Ishgardian tome. And I intend to have him do the very same for children of Eorzea, confirming history by recreating it, as it were. You see, no matter how much I urged him back in Sharlayan, Blitzen refused to produce child-pleasing illusions. But in Eorzea, where it all began with his noble ancestors, I dare to hope that he will be suitably inspired. I welcome anything that will bring cheer to our sweet children. My duties bind me here, but I believe our adventurer friend will prove a most capable assistant. Indeed, your cheery disposition tells me you are the perfect candidate for the task I have in store. Can I count on your cooperation? Yes. Splendid. I thank you, as will posterity, I'm sure. Now, your role is a simple yet crucial one. Round up the children who will witness Blitzen create his illusion. I shall be at Apakalu Falls making the necessary preparations. Good luck, and I will see you again anon. Goodbye, Blitzen! Oh my god, you are so cute! You are so cute! Perhaps you can begin your search along the path from the markets to the Lancers Guild. I dare say a few younglings will be out gazing at the shops and decorations. Quest accepted. Now we begin our Starlight celebration. Okay, she told us to look for children, so we can just check the map, and we can see that they're concentrated here and here. So the first destination is going to be the Leatherworkers Guild, and then we will go up to the Lancers Guild. And I'm just going to take the Aetheryte, because it's so much faster than running. There's somebody named Social Anxiety here. Complete disaster. Huh. Some names, I swear. Alright. There's somebody. The little quest marker above his head. There's going to be illusions? That sounds like fun and all, but I promised my mom I'd help her put up decorations. Sorry! Off he goes. Well, that's too bad. So the marker here has disappeared, so let's go to the Lancers Guild. Oh, I was told to buy a Starlight cake and hurry home. Sorry. Okay. There should be another child around here somewhere. Lively lad. There's a magical reindeer that can create illusions. Amazing! Well, I've just finished my chores, so I'll head over at once. Oh, we got one. Alright. Let's go. I happen to know it's over here. So you can check your map and find out for sure. I may have done this event on a few characters already, so I do kind of know where we're going. Alright. Ah, you are returned. I trust a gaggle of rosy-cheeked younglings will be arriving shortly. Nope. Only this one? Ah, this is precisely the problem with today's youth. No concept of scholarship or the virtues of academic inquiry. I suppose this single ragamuffin will suffice. For the purposes of proof, the number of children isn't consequential after all. Blitzen, the season of lights is in full glow, and a child stands expectant before you. Hearken unto the spirit of your ancestors and bring forth your delightful illusions. Oh, Blitzen is so cute. So cute. Oh, look at him. Still not very interested, though. It's just like, no. Come now, Blitzen. This is not the Is this not the Starlight celebration? And is that not a child, wide-eyed and innocent? I don't care. Bah, that's just a normal reindeer. The baby Yeti from last year was much better. Oh well. Bye! Wait! Don't leave, I beseech you! There are crucial discoveries to be made in the name of folklore, for which your assistance is paramount. Too bad. Aww. That did not go as I hoped. What am I to do now? Forgive me, but I need a moment to collect myself. Amidst the calm of the great loam greenery, perhaps. I shall return once my thoughts are clear. Okay. Bye, Blitzen! Oh ho ho, who is listening in? Look at those muscular thighs. And I stand here and wait. Waiting, 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 waiting. You wait patiently, but Lorenzen does not return. Perhaps you should search for him. Okay, so we have to go to the Great Loom Growery, which is over there, but the quickest way to get there is going to be to go to this Aetheryte shard and use the Ethernet to get to the Great Loom Growery, which is the Botanist Guild. And here is Lorenzen. Oh, it's you. It seems I've been here rather longer than I thought. My apologies. I have been pondering my dilemma, but I believe I have identified the root of the problem. The children of Gridania are insufficient for my purposes. Insufficient? The original testimony was Ishgardian after all, meaning that it is Ishgardian children I require. I was a fool to consider proving my theory anywhere else. There's just one problem. Ishgard is closed to outsiders. As an adventurer, however, perhaps you know a way for us to enter the city? And here we have some options. But thing to note, what's missing in this picture? You seem to be one reindeer short of a sleigh, my dear. Whatever do you mean? I don't have a... Oh? Blitzen! Where did you go? Blitzen! Blitzen! Off you go running. I can't find Blitzen anywhere. Where could he have gone? Gah, so absorbed was I in my thoughts, I must have left him somewhere. The gods know he can't bear being alone. Oh, he must be so frightened right now. I must find him. Must find my dear boy. Aww? Oh, Blitzen, where could he have gone? Lorenzen is in a state of distress. Try to soothe his nerves. Okay, so we need to type /soothe while we have him targeted. And try to comfort him. What am I doing? Blitzen needs me, and yet here I am, a blubbering mess. My apologies for subjecting you to such undignified behavior. Unforeseen circumstances have a tendency of rattling my nerves, but I am well now thanks to you. I shall go and search for Blitzen at once. May I count on your cooperation once more? My heartfelt thanks. For now, let us focus our search within the city. If you should make inquiries in the direction of Miketo's amphitheater, I shall retrace our steps back to Upkalu Falls. Quickly now! Ah. A reindeer? Why yes, I saw it go dashing through the snow towards Miketo's amphitheater. Let's continue. A reindeer, you say? As a matter of fact, one went trotting by the amphitheater down the lane not long ago. You should, like, if you're doing this event and you're not sure where to go, you can check the map. I've just done it so many times that I know where to go. Perfection. Absolute perfection. The very incarnation of crystalline beauty. Oh, were you speaking to me? Reindeer. I can't say that I did, transfixed to this frozen masterpiece as I was. I vaguely recall having heard some clopping noises passing behind me, though. Must have been something of the sort. So, on we go to New Gridania. And there's Blitzen! Blitzen! Oh, I missed you! Oh, adventurer, have you had any luck in locating... Blitzen, where have you been? I have been running myself ragged in search of you. Whoa! But Blitzen, why do you bray so? Why, to summon me, of course. Ho ho ho! And you are? I am the Saint of Nemea, and I have come at our antlered friend's behest to lead your misguided soul unto the soothing bosom of the Starlight Celebration. I will ask you plainly, young scholar, do you understand why you were unable to coax forth the legendary twinkling of this reindeer's magics? So you do not know. Fortunately for you, naught escapes the Saint of Nemea's all-seeing eye. You see it too, do you not? The reason why our scholarly friend failed? Yes. You've lost sight of the spirit of the Starlight Celebration, or you've forgotten who the celebration is held for. Let's say you've forgotten who the celebration is held for. What? Of course I haven't forgotten. All know that the Starlight Celebration is held for the benefit of the children. So you finally understand. Indeed, the Starlight Celebration exists for the good children of the realm. This our antlered friend knows well. But you, my scholarly friend, you were so obsessed with your work that you could only see the children as a means to prove your theory. Is it any wonder, then, that Blitzen was not minded to oblige your demands? It is as you say, good saint. Respecting the customs one seeks to understand is basic folklorist fieldwork. I shame my profession in forgetting it. Whoa, whoa. My thanks for comforting me, my friend, and my apologies for ignoring your feelings. Ho ho ho, it seems my job here is done. I leave this man and this reindeer in your capable hands, adventurer. Happy starlight to all, and to all a good morning. Is it morning? Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Right, there isn't a moment to lose. Let us resume our research. Forgive me, force of habit. Let us resume our celebration of this wondrous season by bringing joy and happiness to children. Ah, I want my mommy! That cry of distress! It comes from the other side of the Aetheryte Plaza. Come, my friends. Okay, so it's just around this Aetheryte Plaza. Look at this deep canal raider. Oh, yeah. Beauty. Alright. Wow, I want my mommy. Oh dear, distraught as she is, how are we to learn what ails her? We need to settle her somehow. With sweets, perhaps? Or toys? Whoa! Ooh, how pretty! Well done, Blitzen, well done. Now we may ask after the source of her woes. Whoa! But greetings, little one. Tell me, what is it that troubles you? Well, me and Mommy were on our way to the markets, but suddenly she wasn't there and I got scared. I see. I suspect that your mother is still nearby. In which case... Is anyone missing a child? We have a lost child in search of her mother! Wow! And I'm just like, okay. Oh, there you are! Thank goodness! Mommy! You were there, and then suddenly you were gone! I was so scared! Oh, I'm sorry, sweetling. I'm here now. Thank you so much for looking after my daughter, sir. Thank you, sir. And you too, Mr. Reindeer. Those shiny presents were really pretty. Goodbye. Aha! I think congratulations are in order. What? Oh, right! I suppose Blitzen just proved my theory, didn't he? I was too concerned with helping the little one to notice. Well, I shan't complain. Seeing as we've fulfilled our objective, shall we report back to Garanji? Alright, let's head back. So back to Ott Amphitheater. Or Miketo's Amphitheater, sorry. I'm thinking of a different amphitheater. That one's going to come up later in the story. Don't worry about it for now. Here we are to finish our quest and get our reward. Ah, welcome back everyone. How did you fare in the end? Very well, I'm pleased to say. We managed to reunite a lost child with her mother, and for a happy side benefit, succeeded in proving my theory. My, the three of you have been busy indeed. Thank you for your help, adventurer. Allow me to offer my gratitude as well. Were it not for you, I would have remained blind to what's truly important. Whoa! Oh, Blitzen. Saying thanks as well, are you? But it seems to me you played an important role as any today. Blitzen, you are as dependable a little helper as I have ever known. Ah, Blitzen! It's curious, though. At first he seemed wholly unmotivated to act, but then showed the illusion of his own volition. What do you suppose inspired his change of heart? I believe the answer is concern. In the beginning, he could tell that I held none for the children and sought only academic satisfaction. Pure of heart as he is, how could Blitzen be moved to assist me? However, when he sensed that the concern I held for the crying child was genuine, he no longer felt resistance to using his powers. Blitzen sounds like quite the intuitive fellow. Reindeer generally are. As herd animals, they are accustomed to sensing even the slightest shift in feeling or intent. And this is but another theory, but I suspect that Blitzen's ancestors conjured their illusions in response to the feelings of love and kindness they sensed in the people around them. Aww. Such reindeer were far more plentiful back then. Some were even domesticated to pull sleighs. No doubt younglings had ample opportunity to witness the same spectacular illusions we now find so precious. It is truly unfortunate that Blitzen's kin have so declined in number. Blitzen. Aww. But I will cherish their invaluable contributions to this Starlight celebration. Thank you for sharing this fascinating history with us. Yes, I totally did everything. If I was able to impart even a modicum of the passion I feel towards my subject, I will count myself very blessed indeed. Ah, but that reminds me. There is one last task for which I would appreciate your assistance, to wit, sharing Blitzen's miraculous illusions, and the joy they inspire, with as many children as we can find. Why, yes, I can assist. Speaking in the true spirit of Starlight, Lorenzen, I dare say you'll be a little helper yet. Whoa! Yes, Blitzen, that's right. Haha, I do the belly laugh. Speak with Lorenzen to accompany him on a special Starlight celebration mission. Who knows what familiar faces you might encounter? Oh, I just leveled from that. So we got a Starlight Steed Horn. So basically this is a mount, and it is a reindeer like Blitzen. So we have a reindeer mount. We can't actually use it yet because we haven't unlocked mounts. We have to wait until we do that. No, with this event, it doesn't say anything. There's no quest marker, but Lorenzen is here. And we can talk to him and we can go on little side missions to bring happiness to the children. Now, I'm only going to do one of them, especially because I'm just about out of time here. But I just wanted to show you that you could talk to him and you could do that, because it's kind of a neat little Easter egg, especially if you've spent a lot of time around the NPCs of Gridania. Then you would know who everybody is, and we see them in the cutscenes. It's kind of neat. And if you've finished Heavensward, there's an additional one. And if you've finished Endwalker, there's yet another one. So we haven't done either of those things, so we won't see those last two options, but we will see the other three. Our task is simple. We shall take Blitzen on a tour of Gridania and delight the children we meet with his marvelous illusions. While little helpers will be distributing presents of a more tangible nature, I believe Blitzen's glamour will perfectly set the tone for such gift-giving. Being a visitor to this city, however, I am not certain where to seek out children. May I trust you to guide us to them? Marvelous! Without further ado, where shall we head first? So we've got three options here. I'm going to pick the very first one. Very well, let's go and spread some starlight cheer. It's just a cutscene. Wow, a real reindeer! I've only ever read about them before. Go on, Blitzen, show us your spectacular glamour. Yay! Ah, amazing! Indeed, much like the scent of freshly hewn cedar. Happy starlight, youngling. We, the saint's little helpers, have come bearing gifts one can touch as well as see. So this is the Carpenter Guild head. We saw him once before, but it's hard to remember names and faces so quickly in this game, right? And this is the head of the Botany Guild. We've never met her before, but that's her. We hope you like it. Hunks of wood? It is a lumber set, child, comprised of the finest selection of timber the forest has yet to share. You have your soft-grained maple, some supple ash, a stem of oak. Can you not hear the symphony? No, not really. They are building blocks, my dear, made especially for you by the Carpenters Guild. Oh, I love blocks! Thank you, little helpers! Curious that he should appreciate blocks over fine cross-sections of lumber. Puzzling indeed. Why, hello, adventurer. Are you this reindeer's friend? As you can see, the Botanists and Carpenters Guilds are working together for this year's celebration, with the Guildmasters volunteering to be little helpers. Our gifts are a joint effort. Beaton's people at the Carpenters Guild made some beautiful blocks out of the wood my botanists gathered while tending the forest. I hope that these toys sow the seeds of inspiration within the hearts of our younglings, that they might grow up to embracing nature. But enough of my vegetation metaphors. We have presents to distribute. Bye! Come, Timbermaster, more children await. Indeed, and let us use that blocks jest from earlier. It seemed rather effective. Oh dear. Well, that went splendidly, wouldn't you say? The little helpers appearing when they did only added to the children's enjoyment. And last but not least, Blitzen paid his part to perfection. Hey, Blitzen. We shall take a well-earned rest, but we would welcome your assistance again should you feel like going on another tour. So you can do these tours as many times as you want. You can repeat them. You can do the same one over and over again if you wish. Or you can just do all of the ones that are available just to see them and just to see what NPCs show up and what kind of things they have to say and give to the children. So these are just these little things that you can do during seasonal events. Anyways, I'm gonna call it here. It's 5 o'clock, so we're over time actually for the event. I'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. and we will continue with the main story quest, unlock a mount, and see if we can get to that point where the class quest and the main story quest kind of intersect. So until next time, bye everyone!